AITA for cheating on my GF if I thought it wasn't cheating? Hi everyone, please bear with me for this one and hear me out. English is not my first language, so I'd be happy to clear up any confusion due to language barriers. For starters, this happened about 7 years ago, so details may be missing, but it came up recently in conversation and I had mixed reactions on whether or not I cheated. I, 21 at the time, was in a relationship that had been going on for about a year with this woman, 22 at the time, let's call her Tina. When we started dating and talking about expectations and boundaries, I made it clear that I'm pretty open and almost incapable of being jealous, but that I understand that not everyone is like me, so if she ever wanted an open relationship, I'd be okay with that, but I would not care if she wanted to keep things exclusive. At first, she did not like the idea of an open relationship, so we kept it close. About 6 months later, give or take, she told me she had hit it off with a guy, that she had the chance to have a one-night stand, but of course, she didn't. She also told me this was not the first time that had happened, but it got her thinking that if it wasn't an issue for me, she would like to reconsider the open relationship discussion. All good, we set up boundaries and rules we were both comfortable with and everything was good to go. I'm a pretty introverted person, with very little interest in sleeping around, did enough of that during my teenage years, I was already done with it by my 20s, so things didn't change on my end for quite some times. She, on the other hand, was really extroverted, club-going, and energetic, part of why I liked her at the time, so she did have her flings every once in a while. All good so far. The issue at hand, I met a girl about a year in the relationship, about 6 months after we opened the relationship. I legit don't remember her name, so I'll call her Carla, 25 at the time I think. I didn't think much of her at first, I was a regular at her coffee shop and we got along, that was it. One day she asked me for my number and asks me out. This came out of the blue. For me, she probably was hitting on me before and I was too dense to notice, so I just gave her my number and tell her I'd get back to her on the date thing. Y'all, this was new to me, I'd never been asked out before, so I didn't know how to react. I of course told Tina as soon as I got out of the shop, and she seemed happy on the phone about it, like a good for you playa kinda reaction. I am autistic, so maybe I misinterpreted her tone or something, but at the time she seemed more than okay. I texted Carla that afternoon, explained that I was in an open but committed relationship and nothing more than a fling would happen between us, but if she was okay with that I'd be down to go on a date. She said she was cool with that. We set up a date and time, and I told Tina so she knew I wasn't going to be available that night. I went on the date, we hooked up, all was good, and I went back home that night. Spending the night at other people's homes was a no-go on our rules. Next morning I woke up to a call from Tina, asking if she could come over. I said sure, I had a day off so why not. She told me she'd take the bus right away, 45 minutes from her home to mine, so I got up to get ready for when she arrived. That's when I saw her through the balcony, standing in front of my house, looking around. Weirdo behavior, but I'm sure there's an explanation, right? So I go do my morning routine and go out the door to greet her and tell her to come inside. She was pissed. She told me she'd taken the bus and texted me when she arrived to make sure Carla wasn't in my house, that I'd broken her heart by hooking up with her and that I cheated. I was confused, I assumed back then I maybe failed to communicate something, but she never clarified why that was wrong of me to do. I apologized and she told me I had broken her trust, and the relationship wasn't going to work as an open one. I told her fine, I would keep it closed on my end, but I knew how much it meant for her to be able to have her flings and her freedom, so I was okay with her keeping her side open. We landed on that new dynamic, same rules but only her side open. We were together for another 2 years after that, and in all that time I never knew why my fling was cheating. I recently told this story in a gathering with friends and strangers, as the only time in my life I've ever cheated on a partner. The reaction was super mixed, a lot of people telling me I didn't cheat, but a couple telling me I was an asshole for breaking her trust, and that I should have realized she wasn't comfortable with the date. So, I'm confused. Was I the asshole for going on that date? I'd be happy to clarify any questions in the comments.